The Disaster Fiscal Recovery Playbook was developed to assist Michigan County road agencies before, during, and after natural disaster events to ensure they can apply for all available state and federal funding sources to recover from disaster events. These videos give an overview of the playbook and highlights the resources and actions that can be taken for 3 stages of a disaster: preparedness, response, and fiscal recovery. Recovery. The recovery section identifies and explains various funding sources that may become available following a disaster and under what circumstances they would or would not be available. FEMA Public Assistance, or FEMA PA. FEMA Public Assistance provides additional grants to eligible entities so that communities can respond to and recover from major disasters. While administered through FEMA, Michigan State Police, or MSP, is the pass-through entity facilitating grant disbursement and reimbursement in Michigan. To be eligible for FEMA PA, the following criteria must be met. A local and state emergency disaster is declared. A presidential disaster is declared that specifically cites FEMA PA. The work must also meet 3 general criteria to be eligible for PA funding: be required as a result of the declared disaster, emergency or permanent work, be located within the designated disaster area, and be the legal responsibility of an eligible applicant. FEMA PA will pay for no less than 75% of the eligible cost. The federal share may increase depending on the severity of the disaster. The other 25% is the responsibility of the sub-recipients. FEMA PA will fund both emergency work and permanent work. Eligible emergency work includes debris removal and emergency protective measures. Eligible permanent work includes roads and bridges, water control facilities, building and equipment, utilities, and parks and recreation facilities. If a presidential declaration includes FEMA PA, local agencies typically follow these steps. Operational planning. FEMA will work with MSP and the local agency to identify disaster impacts and recovery priorities. Damage intake and eligibility analysis. FEMA and MSP will work with the local agency to capture and document all incident-related damages. A FEMA project worksheet will be completed with the help of FEMA. Scoping and costing. Projects are further developed for final processing. Obligation. FEMA and MSP will work to ensure the project is accurately captured in FEMA's system of record. FHWA Emergency Relief, or FHWA-ER. Federal Highway Administration emergency relief funds can be used to repair and reconstruct federal aid-eligible highways after a disaster hits. To be eligible for FHWA-ER, the following criteria must be met. The governor declares a state disaster declaration. The proposed work is on a federal aid-eligible route. The estimated federal share of all repairs for an event should be at least $700,000. The proposed work may also require approval by the local Rural Task Force or Metropolitan Planning Organization. The FHWA-ER program consists of 2 parts: emergency repairs and permanent repairs. Emergency repairs are made right after a disaster to 1. Restore essential traffic, 2. Minimize the extent of damage, or 3. Protect remaining facilities. Repairs that go beyond these 3 objectives are considered permanent repairs. Emergency repairs are funded at 100% of the approved construction costs. Permanent repairs are undertaken to restore the roadway to its pre-disaster condition. The federal funding participation share is 80% of the approved construction cost for eligible items. It is the state's responsibility to request ER funds for assistance. A notice of intent to request ER funds filed by MDOT and Michigan's FHWA Division Office will initiate the ER application. In the immediate aftermath of a disaster, local road agencies should document by photo and video any damages and emergency repairs completed. These must be compiled into a detailed damage inspection report. Coordination with MDOT is vital to ensure reimbursement.